YouTube. We're here outside Wauconda Bowl in Wauconda, Illinois. Once again, not that Wauconda. We're here to bowl what's called the Hummdinger. It's been running for 60-something years. It's a multiple week-long tournament. Gonna go inside, bowl 4 games. Gonna take the best 3 scored up. I think they're paying out 1 in 8 bowlers. It's unknown pattern. It could be going in there on house, could be going in there on some dumb sport pattern. Don't know yet. We'll find out when we're inside. Basically, my league secretary put together a group of people to come up here and bowl in a squad. We're going to go ahead and do that today and have some fun.
So this tournament was weird in that it had no warm-ups. I guess that's probably something to do with it being a 60-plus-year-old event with a tradition, but it certainly made things odd. That said, because they only take your best 3 out of 4 games, for most folks I suspect it is effectively 1 game of warm-up and then 3 games for score, though in my case my first game was the best, go figure. Because of the lack of warm-up, it took me a few frames to get lined up. I started going up 10, then came in light. I moved out a bit more, it took me actually standing at 20, going up 7, and keeping my speed slow to get into the pocket. When I did though, I lit it up. If not for a couple opens in that warm-up period, I would have shot 240. Instead, the first game was a 212. For the rest of the day, it was the same story that I've been facing in League recently. Missing spares cost me some really good scores. I gradually moved left with the phase 2 and was striking fairly well, and if not for dumb spare misses, would have gone 200 and 218 for games 2 and 3. At the end of the 3rd game, thinking that I had blown that game with 3 opens, I decided to bring out my IQ Emerald just to see what I could do with it, as I've been getting a bit of room with the phase 2. I moved back right a few boards and swung the green ball, and struck out in the 10th. So I bowled the last game with it. I'm not really convinced it was the right choice. I was almost certainly going to be outside the cache at that point, so I could have just used the time to practice adjusting further with phase 2. I need to learn what I can do with that, playing more inside. And in the end, I ended up striking less with the Emerald than I had with the phase 2, and I was getting tired and unable to really maintain effective speed control. This came to a head in the last frame when, after a rare strike, I left the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. On a whim, I handed my phone to another bowler, and here's what happened.
Oh man, great shot. Great shot.
That would have been a memorable end to the day. As it was, my games ended up being 212, 177, 184, 179. Right around my current league average of 186. In fact, my score averaged 188. I'm pretty happy with how I managed the phase 2, and to a lesser degree the Emerald. I'm of course still very disappointed in my spare shooting again. In fact, here's what my scores would have been if I made all my makeable spares. Much better day if I had actually done that. So, we'll see. I did figure something out though, while watching video afterwards. I might have some inconsistency on my push away, especially on spares, and that might be leading to some significant variance in my backswing. If my backswing is out of alignment, I'm certainly not going to be throwing very accurate. So this week, I'm going to be making an effort to get my push away more predictable and consistent. I chatted with some folks online, again, about Discord going out versus going towards target, and the goal is going to actually be to get my push away the same all the time, unless I'm adjusting for speed, in which case higher or lower, but it's always going to go straight out, and I'm going to turn my shoulders towards my target. We'll see how that works, and if that does help, between that and my ongoing efforts to reduce grip pressure, I should be seeing a lot more consistency in my game going forwards. Or at least I hope. Bowling is, as always, a bit tricky, especially when I'm probably learning a lot of old bad habits. But this weekend was fun, and I hope you enjoy watching the video as well. If you did, please hit like to remind me that you're liking it. Subscribe if you want to see more of these in the future, and hopefully I'll see you for the next one. Good luck and good bowling.